Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Vic or SigVeek, and I wanted to show my settlement that I built here playing Fallout 4 on my Xbox Series X. This game is heavily modded. Like I modded my playthrough of this game to the max. I can't remember how many mods you can have on Xbox, but I know I'm maxed out. So if there's any stuttering issues, any freezes, I do apologize for that. I'm just doing the best that I can here with what I got. And I also don't know what I'm doing, so there's that too. But let's check out my settlement. Please feel free to ignore the dead raiders. It was a little busy before I started recording, but we are not busy now, I don't think. And yeah, so this settlement that I built here is just, where is it? Let's pull it up on the map. Okay, so Caldera Outpost is the name that I gave this settlement. I was able to name it through the Conquest mod. So that map marker actually doesn't exist normally in game, like in vanilla. That's one that was created with the mod. But the closest existing structure is Poseidon Energy Turbine 18F. So that's where I am here in the Commonwealth, just south of that building with the red and white smokestack. That is Poseidon Turbine 18F over there. And the goal of this settlement was to be like, let's make a settlement that controls the bridge. So I didn't really build too much on the bridge itself. I liked the bridge a lot, but I didn't want to build on it because I'm not very creative and I wouldn't know what to do. So instead I just built near the bridge. This is actually just north also of northeast-ish, I think, of a settlement that I built up on that overpass. If you look right above my player character's head, there's a structure sitting on that overpass, and there's some ambient lighting coming out of it, some orange lighting. That is the settlement that I had built and I showcased in my very first video. So if you haven't seen that and you want to check it out, feel free to go right ahead. I built a little garden up there and a couple other things. But we're not going to focus on that today. Today we're going to focus on the settlement here north of the bridge. So yeah, I built two settlements really close to each other because again, the idea was I wanted to control the bridge. You got to walk past a couple little barricades and some obstacles, but that's not to stop you. That's just to slow you down and get you to think like, hey, these people are wary, you know, they're watching. So don't try anything a little unsavory or anything like that. Normally there should be some more guards out here, but right now we've got 1, we've got 2, and 3. Okay, we got 3 guards here. Sweet. The guard at the sitting up there in the chair, this is his little gatehouse, if you will. And at nighttime, I will see him sometimes sleeping there. So I'm like, hey, great, he actually uses it. But this tiny little gatehouse serves as his dwelling, so to speak, and then he just does his job from sitting up here. Both the guards that are downstairs and this guard up here, they're supported by 4 turrets. You'll see there's a laser turret in there, and then there's a machine gun turret at the top. I have another pair also over here on the left side. Okay, let's get into the settlement itself. Now, when you walk in, the first thing you'll notice is that you get some rain protection, which is what I wanted my settlers to feel a little bit relaxed or a little bit at ease. They found sanctuary, they found comfort, so I put this cover here to protect them from the elements. And if they are a traveling merchant or if they are someone who just travels with animals, they can take their animal over here to the right. On this right-hand side, it's like a little bit of a Brahmin pen. You see I already have 2 Brahmin here. These are my Brahmin. These are not merchant's Brahmins or anything like that. I bought those Brahmin from Kelly. And yes, I know the secret of what's up with these Brahmins if you buy them from Kelly. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you can look it up. Brahmin can eat their food in there, and then they can drink some water over here. Just a little bit more food, just so they don't run out. And while the Brahmin are chowing down, the rest of us can be chowing down at the restaurant here. And the restaurant is so it's divided into 2 main areas really. There's the patron area, and then there is the staff area. The patron area or the customers area is all this seating out here, the tables, where that dude is reading right now. where this one is drinking coffee through a gas mask. Yeah, so this is all the patron area with these tables, chairs, and plants. I just wanted to kind of decorate it a bit, give it a little bit of life, something that people might find fun and inviting. And then over here we have a smoker's den, a little smoking lounge, if you will. This area, everyone in the Commonwealth is constantly smoking cigarettes, so I figured why not? Let's give them a little bit of a smoker's lounge. Okay. And now the second part of this, again, is the staff area. So let's actually go through the back gate so you could see it. And what you'll see here is we got some storage for food items, cooking items, things like that. We got another grill here. Maybe we can grill the produce on this one, whereas the main grill over there is for meat. And then we have the person who catches all the fish, who sits right here. It would be perfect if the merchant was standing right here where she's supposed to stand, but she isn't. But I've never been able to get them to both the fisherman and the merchant to be here at the same time. I think there's something kind of screwy going on with my mods, and most of the time the settlers don't work their job. So the fact that you're seeing old Longfellow sitting here as the fisherman is like, wow, something's working right. I can't believe it. Anyways, you'll see like a lot of empty chairs, unfortunately, or you might see some people standing on top of buildings. I don't know. I can assign them to the job and they might work at once, but for some reason it just gets messed up, and you just gotta kind of deal with it, I guess. Just kind of be okay with it and accept it. Let's move on though. Let's go to the next section of the settlement here. What I wanted to do was create a walkway that slows down and funnels traffic, and so that's what I built here. That's why there's this corridor that is also covered but hemmed in on either side with the junk walls. And when you go down that corridor to the end, you'll get to the settlement proper, really. I did kind of want to show off this little oil lamp that I kind of hodgepodge together. It's just a couple greebles stuck on a regular oil lamp, and then I put these gas canisters out here. Maybe it's like a kerosene lamp or something. I mean, no one's refining fuel 200 years after the world had ended, but let's just suspend our disbelief for a little bit and just have fun with it. Okay, let's move on. So we funnel traffic, we slow it down, and they are greeted with a shotgun turret, so they know to behave themselves. Not only that, but see, there's about 5 settlers around. See, there's one inside the actual guard tower structure, and then there's 4 out here. So even if raiders do make it up all the way up to here, they don't last very long. I mean, there's like 4 to 5 people that will be fighting that raider, as well as an automated shotgun turret. So it's not going to happen. Okay, the raider can try, but it's just not going to happen. I'm going up here because I wanted to show you the tops of the corridor. These are the top of the corridor, and then over there in the distance, you see the top of the restaurant, the staff area. Those are both structures from Diamond City, I believe. I can't remember which mod set I used to get these structures, but I know that they are copied from Diamond City. And then I can go up here. I can use these tilted plywood sheets to get access to the turrets in case they ever break, in case anything ever gets damaged and needs to be repaired. I can use these structures to get up there and do it. All right, let me hop down and let me show you the watchtower. I have a couple tents here set up for the watchtower, but for the most part, the campsite is off in the distance, though. I really didn't do much different to this watchtower other than I put up a few railings here and there so I don't fall down, because I tend to fall down very easily when I'm going up this structure. So by putting these railings in place, it's less likely to happen. Now, the top of this was pretty open and pretty bare, and I wanted to make it livable. So I created a partition wall here with just some posts, some plywood, and I think a piece of chain link. I created a little like half wall, if you will, to just give a little bit of privacy to this bed and this clothing area. And then I put up these boards and those sheets just to add to the privacy again. That way my settler who stays up here and normally sits on this, her, has a little bit more privacy at the end of her shift, so to speak, and can go to sleep peacefully. All right, let's go down and let's look at the campsite. This is going to be really quick. There's not a whole lot to show you there, but I kind of wanted to show you the whole settlement, so I'm taking you there. The campsite is really just a series of tents that I put behind this big wall. If you've ever camped in a tent before, you might know how annoying it is to try to fall asleep with the wind whipping up against your nylon tent or whatever. So I just created a giant wall to try to prevent that from happening, so to speak. And then these are the settlers' various tents that they can sleep in. Me, on the other hand, I've got the big one. I really like this tent. This is a modded tent. I mean, all the tents are mods for mods, but this one in particular, I think, is modeled after the tents that are used in Fallout New Vegas, specifically at Camp Forlorn Hope and Camp McCarran. I think that's correct. I mean, I go back and forth between Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas all the time, so like they look pretty accurate to me. I think that's where they're modeled after. But this is my tent, and I just put a little bit of crap in here, a little bit of stuff to say like, oh, maybe he does actually sleep in there or live here. And I got my bed, and then we've got Dogmeat's bed down here. Okay, let's move on to the next part. There's not much to this. All I did here was, so there was an existing tiny shack right here. I just added onto it so I could create a bigger room to put more mattresses down. I've got like 20 settlers at this settlement, so I needed to get pretty creative with where I put beds and how I placed beds. Oh, I totally forgot to show you the shop here. Oh my gosh, he's actually sitting in it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am so saving this recording and sharing it. So I only ever got this dude to sit down in his chair once. Every other time he stands up there on top of the structure. You know, there's something wrong with the pathing or whatever. But here he is. He's sitting in the chair, cross-legged the way I wanted him to. That is awesome. That is so cool. That is good. I like it. And I can actually barter with him too. He's letting me talk to him too. Sweet. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I will buy a 10-pound weight. Thank you so much for sitting in your chair. I'm so happy when the settlers actually do the jobs that you sign them to. Okay, sorry about that for getting distracted. I realized I forgot to show you the farm. This farm supplies produce for the restaurant. You can go in through this door, and you can grill up the produce right here. We'll save this grill over here for meat. Now this grill was a little bit harder for me to place because I'm really bad at fine motor. But I essentially what I did is I put that fire down first. I put this cinder block corrugated metal structure on top of it, and then I built that metal beam and used this lateral or horizontal metal beam that's tilted downwards to hang the meat from. And to me, it's just kind of like a makeshift barbecue. And now we've got all our, the other meat that we've cooked and is ready to go, ready to be sold. And who is it that's providing the meat? It's old Longfellow when he is fishing, primarily. Okay, sorry, I totally did something completely different than what I said I was going to do and took you to a different direction. That's okay. That's okay. We're getting back on track now. Oh my gosh, I'm just so happy. This guy's actually doing his job. Good for you, dude. Okay. All right, so last part, I said I had to get creative with beds, so here's a bus stop bed. Not much to it, but there it is. All right, the last part of this settlement is my truck structure. This is definitely inspired by Jabber. I love his channel. Go check it out, Jabber Games. And I kind of got an affinity for vehicle builds. I don't know why. I really love bus builds, and it was like one of the first vehicles I started building with was buses. And if you go back to my first video, you'll actually see a bus build at the overpass. But here we have a truck build. And this was actually pretty simple to do. It only took time because I didn't really know what I was doing. But once I figured out what I was doing, it was a lot easier. I started out with the truck bed, and then I built the walls up, built the roof, then started decorating. But then I thought, where's the actual engine? Where's the actual truck? So I jackknife placed this one here, and I thought just this big open space would be a good spot for a bonfire, so or a little small bonfire. So I put one there. Let's take an exterior view of this. And so you can enter from the back. There's a ramp that leads up into there. And then there is also a door on the front over here. And if you notice, I got a little tiny bed for dog meat, which he will definitely use if he's traveling with me. Let's go up inside from the back, though. Pay attention to these tanks and the pipes that are coming out of the truck into the tanks, because they serve a function. They're actually part of. Oops, forgot it opened that way. It's for the sink, for the sink and the toilet. They're not actually functional, but they serve a function in my mind, so to speak, of providing clean water as needed. Here's a terminal that we have in here. It's just kind of crammed into this little space. And then we've got our TV. It just plays the Please Stand By channel. That's okay. I don't think people are really into TV these days. And then we have two more beds as well, with a little bit more living quarters. We can go outside the truck and we can climb the top, climb up to the top with this ladder. And if you look back, that's our eating area. That's where we can cook food and eat it, because here is where we put the grill, and there's some seating over there too. And that is essentially it for this settlement. Unless I'm forgetting something else, which I don't think I am, or nothing important at least. But that was it for the majority of my settlement. This is the northern side of my bridge build. I just want to say thank you for watching it. Again, it's a bit of a hodgepodge between the front gate area, the Brahmin spot, the restaurant, the campsite, and now the truck. But I had a lot of fun building this, and it was a good big open space where I could just kind of let my mind come up with its own ideas and build that separate thing over there. So if it doesn't make a lot of logical sense to you, don't worry too much about that. I was really just building for the sake of building. Any uniting theme between any of the buildings that I put here is purely coincidental at this point. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I just wanted to share it with you. If you enjoyed watching this, great. Please leave me a comment, or if you have any questions, you can leave me a comment. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and be safe out there.